What the world is your boy D-Dread on the mic, coming in with another commentary gameplay with the Ragnaloard goodness, facing off against Justimon, baby. And Justimon's one of those decks which I want to say, like, I want to lock in with it, but I just don't know what it's trying to do, and I just feel like I do it disservice. So the opposition is going first, going into the Monodramon as standard, and then throwing out the pawn device, which is going to enable him to get an additional draw. So pretty solid turn 0 right there as I go into now my turn, going in the Evo with the Spartamon, you know how we do, and then I'm thinking, let's just floor it up with a level 4 Evo, which is going to enable us to effectively have 2000 DP on the opponent's turn, and then we do have the good level 5 Ragnaloardmon, which is just going to help us to add a bit more stickiness to stay on the field, because the inheritable is just too good. Just to sack off a legendary arms Digimon from our source to prevent his from leaving the field is just so good. so good. So my overall game plan here is effectively try to get to the level 6s. That's the main premise with Ragnaloard. Get to your level 6s, and then you can either go into your Ragnaloard BT3 or you go into the Ace and just kind of tempt out the, you know, the Blast Evo from there. But that's how we go with this overall game plan and the strat, which is alright for us because obviously we do start off with 2, and effectively we can push out and we can sack off or return one of our sources back to our hand, which I'm like, yo, Spartamon, get back up in the crib, because we just need that one memory, which is going to be helpful for us. So we do have the promo Zubamon, and my god, this card is just so good in this deck, because it's essentially our searcher. So from there, that hand ain't doing nothing for us, so we just put it to the bottom. We put it to the bottom and we see what we could possibly grab. So we Evo in to our level 6, and look at this. We got Ragnaloard on deck, Ace Edition, and this mother's ready to pop off. Look at that pose it's rocking. It's got the Falcon punch loaded up and ready. So I've just got to, you know, maintain me staying in my level 6, my Ragnaloardmon, and we Gucci. So the opponent goes out with the Raya, which the Raya is obviously going to help him to effectively get those pawn devices and all, well, basically the device options out in the field, which is going to be huge for him. So obviously did not tempt to, you know, push out and go for the swinging attempt into my Blast Evo. So it means that we just kind of got to, you know, just kind of wait for that play, because that's the only Ragnaloard that we do have accessible. Effectively, we could Evo into that Ragnaloard. It's definitely not a problem, but it's definitely suboptimal. So I'm going to go with the choke, and this is why I do like the starter deck Ragnaloardmon, because it just enables us to just get out free value. Look at this, level 5 straight off the bat, Shazam! This is what we like to see. We're looking pretty solid right here. We've got literally 3 Digimon, well, 2 out in the front and 1 in the back, as we do, and I'm feeling pretty confident that we got control here. But the opponent just come out with the Cyberdramon, which is rather interesting, because I'm like, here comes the Cyberdramon X, and I'm thinking, I don't think I'm protected by De-digivolve, because De-digivolve is it's quite an effective effect, which seems to be just so OP that it's the only thing that can get around most bodies in this game. Otherwise, you just gotta stare down an absolute menace. And De-digivolve, until we get some form of prevention, it's the ultimate removal option to get around stuff. So this does De-digivolve by 2 if it basically trashes or deletes an option that's obviously kind of chilling out in the delay in the battle area, which is just fantastic. So I'm De-digivolve 2 back to my level 4. My ultimate play was not going to happen. Brother's got collision to top it off, so I have to block with something, and I'm like, well, it's gonna have to be the Ragnaloardmon there, Shazam. Obviously takes the hit to the jaw, which is never great. But lucky enough, we do have the good level 5, which enables us to kind of Evo for a reduced cost by 1, which is going to be helpful for us, because we got that nice, you know, hand around our neck called choke game, and the choke game be real, and I've not got ways to actually gain memory, unfortunately. So the opponent's in a pretty good spot. Absolutely solid spot. Excellent plays and execution from the opponent. You know, brother's not flash with any names. So I'm like, okay, I got Ragnaloardmon. What can this brother do? I'm thinking that's probably the play to kind of go into, because realistically, I just don't really want to be passing over too much memory. Ryo's not a memory setter, so I think Evo to my Ragnaloardmon is going to be very handy for us to effectively get that nice little bit of immunity whilst choking the opponent at 2. Yeah, rechoke game on yourself, my guy. Uno reverse. So now the opponent goes into the Monodramon in the back as standard. Obviously, the Hotmon egg is quite useful there as well for the opposition. But I'm worried about this Cybermon out in front. You know, 4 sources on a boy. And effectively got a training out, which means that, you know, brother's pretty efficient in terms of evoing into Justimon, which I don't want to start that Justimon chain combo. This ain't Street Fighter, my guy. I'm just like, nah. Not in the mood for any of that. Critical arts, no chance. So the opponent is obviously debating, and at this point I'm thinking, right, brother just needs to swing into my Digimon. That's literally it, and I can get into my ace. So we got Justimon X to be coming out on the field, and that ult looks sick. I mean, we gotta put some absolute praise on the ult, because the ult is absolutely sick. Smash it with a like if you love the ult. Goes in for the swing, and I'm thinking, right, does any of its effects actually like de-digivolve me? Because that could screw me up. But nope. Ragnaloard is coming out like the certified boogeyman. He's like, yo, let me get my level 6 tucked under and Shazam. We are got that immunity, and we're gonna blow that up right there, which is fantastic. Came in with the Falcon punch, and that's how we do. So I'm nice, comfortable, back in the driver's seat with 4-4 in the security. It's happy days right now. It's good times. Good times. I've got a rookie in the back, which is fine. So obviously the opponent goes out with the tie, which is the memory setter, playing out for 4. 4 memory is a lot right here for me to play with. And I'm like, yo, I probably should just build up a second stat, perhaps. But I'm in a really good driver's seat, because it means that I can actually utilize my level 5 main effect to give my Ragnaloard, big boy doing big damage, additional security check. Because I mean, like, you know, why not? Treat yourself. That's how I'm feeling today. So we're going to use that. Attach that. And then I'm going to check what I got going on. And then go for that direct attack right there with the 2 checks as standard. And because those security effects ain't happening, no tamer is played. Which is glorious. Right there. Sitting real nice. So I'm thinking, how do I want to pass turn? Obviously the opponent's going to go to 3 anyway. So it's like, I think we should just add some more protection. But your boy with the classic fumble, looking back on this, I'm like, why did I not pick the Ragnaloardmon? Because the inheritable is just too good. It is too good not to have underneath a stack. But maybe, just maybe, I was like, maybe I just wanted to give this brother a blocker. Maybe that's what I was thinking. 2 blocks out in the field, make it a little bit challenging for the opponent. Because realistically, I do have Rajin underneath this body anyway, which is fine. But I was just like, at the time I was like, and looking back at which, you'll see me like scrolling through what my trash were and what I could have done. Absolutely, as I'm in an absolute scramble. I thought Ragnaloardmon probably was the correct play, but in the moment, I probably was thinking, if the opponent's got something up the sleeve here, then effectively having 2 blockers out just makes it a lot more awkward for him to do anything, be my approach. So regardless, opponents at 3, we got Ryo on deck, Monodramon coming out, or yeah, Monodramon, yeah, I did get it right, sweet. Obviously goes out with the device, which I'm like, okay, what the frick does this do? So many devices up in there. It's like the round tree fruit pastels, every color. I'm just confused, like, just what could just absolutely just derail my play? I don't know. Not read them up. I'm gonna keep it a book. But the opponent then goes in with the level 4 Evo. And this right here, you know, under Marvin Jackson would have been sweet. Marvin Jackson out. He ain't out at all. So it goes with the pawn device, and he's like, nah, I got nothing up in here, man. It gives me the win. So Ragnaloard is a fun deck. Absolutely great. But there is times where I literally can struggle to actually climb up line, and it can be a bit of a struggle. But this time, it was like I had line, It's a matter of just kind of staying up and seeing what Ragnalord is presented in my draws. Obviously, if I had BT3 Ragnalord early, I probably could have wrapped that game up pretty quickly. But unfortunately, and I won't say unfortunately, I love the Ace. The Ace is solid. I like how it's got good old raid and reboot, which is pretty handy. It gives you that added bit of control. And this list is kind of more that kind of control. It kind of, jack of all trades, maybe not Master of One, but Master of One is probably the control element just due to the promo Zubermons, which adds that nice bit of raid if I don't happen to have or evoed into the Ace. So, yeah. Overall, loving the deck and loving Ragnarok. But if you're enjoying the content, make sure you smash it with a like a standard. Stay safe, stay fly, and I'll catch you next one. D-Dread, off the mic.